Okay. Today, the topic is lateral displacement through a glass block. This topic you used to do in class 10 standard, but you used to do only the diagram. But this time we will be finding a formula, expression for the lateral displacement. Though may not be very important for ISC, but just have a look at it. It may even help you in competitive exams. Okay. First, we'll show the lateral displacement by a rectangular glass block, and then I'll show how can we measure it. Okay, for that we draw a diagram. We draw a rectangular glass block, rectangular glass block. This is glass. This side is air. So ray of light is traveling like this. We draw normal here. Ray bends where towards the normal. Again, it will go away from the normal. This ray and this emergent ray should be parallel. So first, we'll be extending this one forward here like this. Then this ray will go looking like somewhat parallel to this. Somewhat parallel to this. What is lateral displacement? This distance. Shortest distance between them is lateral displacement. Here in this diagram, we will show the lateral displacement like this. This is the lateral displacement here. This is the value of lateral displacement. 90 degree here. This one I'll mark as x. X is equal to LD, lateral displacement. Here is a normal end here. A new normal I'll make. This angle is I. This angle is R. This angle is E. So this angle also will be R. Let us suppose thickness of the glass block is T. Thickness of the glass block is T. This is R, so this angle will also be R. When a ray of light passes through a rectangular glass block, the incident ray and the emergent ray, are parallel. Why they are parallel? Because these two rays are, there are two refracting surfaces which are parallel to one another. Because the two refracting surfaces are parallel to one another. Angle I and angle E are equal. Why angle I and angle E are equal? Lines are parallel because the two refracting surfaces are parallel. But why angle E and angle E are equal? Because the pair of of the glass block is the same. If by chance medium this side is air and this side is glass, then I and E will not be equal. These are the theory parts. Now our main target is to calculate the value of lateral displacement. Okay, how we calculate, I'll show you. Once again, I repeat, we are having a rectangular glass block of thickness T. Thickness of the glass block is T. Ray of light is traveling from air to glass like this, bending towards, again away from the normal. This diagram we used to do in class 10, no? This distance, the shortest distance or perpendicular distance between the incident ray and the emergent ray is called lateral displacement. We are marking a lateral displacement here. I said incident ray and the emergent ray are parallel. Why they are parallel? Because the two refracting surfaces, one here, the two refracting surfaces are parallel to one another. Then again I said angle I and angle E are equal. Why they are equal? Because the pair of media, air glass and pair of media is same, or medium of either side of the glass block is the same. By chance if this side is air and this side is water, then I angle and E angle will not be equal. Remember, okay. Now, we are not doing all those things. We are calculating the value of x. The formula for x we are deriving now. So, I will take the triangle ABC first. ABC first. Cos R I will take now. Cos R. Cos formula is what? Base by hypotenuse. Base is this much AB and hypotenuse is AC. I'll write here, first I'll write here AB by AC. Cos R. AB same as the thickness of the glass block T. So I'll write here T by AC. Make AC the subject of formula, then T by cos R. This is equation 1. We have the value of AC coming out, T upon cos R. This is the value of AC. Now I'll take another triangle. The name of the triangle is ACD. In triangle ACD. And I'll use sine out here because perpendicular by the hypotenuse. Right here, sine delta. Sine delta will be perpendicular. Opposite to the given angle is perpendicular. Remember. So I write first CD upon hypotenuse is AC, common part AC. I'll do CD is equal to cross multiply AC sine delta. CD is same as X, that is lateral displacement. AC value I'll put here. T by cos R sine delta. Therefore, X value will become T by cos R sine delta value we can write I minus R. So this is the formula. Or X means lateral displacement LD. X means LD. So this is the formula of lateral displacement through a glass block. Lateral displacement formula is this. T by cos R sine bracket I minus R or sine delta. So this becomes the formula. Now, using this formula, you can see what are the factors on which the lateral displacement depends. In class 10, you used to just mug it up in class 10 level. You just used to learn it by heart, but without understanding. Now you can find the reason why it depends on these factors. Just see. We used to say lateral displacement depends upon the angle of incidence I. Just see, it is depending on I or not. Yes. It depends on the thickness of the glass block T. It depends on the T or not. Thickness of the glass block is depending. It depends upon the refractive index of material of glass because mu value will determine the value of R. So we will not say it depends on the angle of refraction. Rather, we say it depends on the refractive index value. And it depends on when it depends on the refractive index, it will depend on the color of the light also. Which color has got maximum refractive index? Violet. Yesterday we had done that. Mu V is bigger than mu R. So violet will have the maximum lateral displacement and red will have the minimum because we know the fact violet deviates the most and red light deviates the least. So from the red, the distance will be minimum. From the violet, the distance will be maximum. So it depends upon even on the color of the light. So this is only an idea about it, and this is the formula of doing it. Okay, now just one more question you may get on this lateral displacement. When is the lateral displacement through a glass block maximum and minimum? When will the lateral displacement be maximum through a glass block of a certain thickness? Maximum time, maximum and minimum, I'll tell you. Or if you want, you can share with me. You can use a guesswork. Can you guess when will the lateral displacement be minimum? Tell me. When will lateral displacement be minimum? You can apply guesswork. Tell me. When will it be minimum? Say one of you can say respond. No, there is no harm, even if it is wrong. No. What is the point of this is? When I is 0, yes. When I is 0, the lateral displacement will be minimum. So the diagram will be like this. When the ray of light, this is a glass block, when the ray of light is coming like this, I value is how much here? 0 degree. Then the ray will go straight without refracting here. So there is no lateral displacement. Lateral displacement is also 0. R is also 0, E is also 0. Everything is 0 here. The ray will pass undeviated through the glass block. Yes or no? I think you know this case now. When the ray of light passes the surface, normally refraction does not take place, and hence lateral displacement also will not be there. So lateral displacement will be 0 here. Done. This is minimum. This time LD value is 0, that means minimum here. This is the diagram we will draw. And when will it be maximum? Any one of you please share with me. When will the lateral displacement through a glass block be maximum? Please share. There is no harm even if it is wrong. 180. I value will never be 180. I value starts with 0 and it becomes maximum equal to 90 degree. Okay. Yes, when I is equal to 90 degree, that means when the ray of light comes this way, along the surface, this way, when the ray of light comes this way, like this, it is coming like this, here the angle I is, now ray is coming like this, mind it, then I value is 90 degree here. Like this, here the ray was coming like this is the arrow, but here the arrow is like this, then I is 90 degree, the ray will go like this, and then it will be again going like this way it will go. And what is the value of lateral displacement? This ray will extend here. This is the perpendicular distance between them. This is same as the thickness of the glass block. Thickness. This distance will be equal to what? Thickness T of the glass block. Here we write LD equal to maximum and equal to T. LD will be maximum here in this case, and it will be equal to the thickness of the glass block. Equal to the thickness of the glass block. That is, maximum value of LD is always equal to the thickness of the glass block, and under what condition? When I is equal to 90 degree. Remember, this will happen when yeah. So lateral displacement is maximum. Lateral displacement is maximum when I equal to 90 degree, and it is minimum when I equal to 0 degree, and maximum value is equal to the thickness of the glass block. Okay, I give one question, one simple numerical, and just try out. Right. Find the lateral displacement through a glass block. Find the lateral displacement through a glass block of 10 centimeter thickness. For a ray of light incident at 45 degree. Incident at 45 degree. 45 degree. Okay. Write down under bracket mu Ri, or you just had mu G equal to refractive index of glass equal to 1.5. Mu or N. Mu g is equal to 1.5. Yes. This is a simple problem. We have to find the value of lateral displacement x. If you see lateral displacement formula is as x is equal to t by cos r sine delta. Delta means I minus r. Anyway, we must find the value of r first, and then I have to use this formula and find the value of x. So let us find the value of r. How to find the value of r? Write the formula of mu formula of glass. Of course, with respect to here, nothing mentioned. That means we write sine I by sine r, and I'll calculate the value of r. Mu g value is 1.5. Sine I value is 45 degree. Sine r we will calculate. Okay. We will get sine r is equal to sine 45 divided by 1.5. Sine 45 degree value we know 7071 by 1.5. Divide and give the answer in decimal. 4714. Therefore, r value will come sine inverse of this answer 0.4714. R value comes how much? 28.14. So I write 28.1 degree. One decimal place, the angle value. So this is the value of R. That's what I told you. When we know the value of refractive index and I, we can calculate the value of R. So that means it depends upon the refractive index of the material of the glass block. Okay. Now I'll use this formula and find the answer. Therefore, x is equal to, I'll put the value now. T value, thickness of the glass block is given 10 by cos r. R value is 28.1. Sine bracket I value is 45 minus this is 28.1. Now we will be using the calculator. 10 into sine 45 minus this within bracket. You can check the answer in decimal. How much is that coming? All the calculation now you can do. It is all calculation now. कितना है 45 minus 28.1 कितना है? हाँ तो साइन 16.9 9 करो 0.2 पूरा चार्ट 4 डिजिट 0.2907 by cos 28.1. Check the answer. Cos 28.1. 882.1. Four decimal places you should write. Now calculate the entire thing and write down the answer here. At least in one decimal place we will write after rounding off. The 3.294 centimeter. You can round off and write 3.3 centimeter. Write this also and this also then after rounding off 3.3 centimeter. That is also. So this is the value of lateral displacement. I think you understood this topic. Okay. Now we'll go to the next topic. In class 10, we used to do real depth and apparent depth, and there used to be a formula that mu is equal to refractive index is equal to real depth by the apparent depth, isn't it? Do you know that formula? Or question maker will prove that. Write on question tab. Prove that mu refractive index is equal to real depth upon the apparent depth. APP means apparent. Apparent depth means the depth which it appears to be, which is not the actual one. So mu formula we have real depth upon the apparent depth. Let us prove it. Proving of this formula. For this we will draw a diagram. We'll take a refractive surface here. Ray of light is traveling. Suppose this is denser, this is rarer, and here we draw normal. Ray bends where away from the normal here. What is called real depth? Here is the object, and here is the observer who is seeing this object from the rarer medium. This object will appear to be raised. Position of this means we draw normal here, I mean line like this. This one will be coming here and will be making the image here. This is O. The image is formed at O dash. Here is the object, but the image is formed here above it. The position is appearing raised. I'll mark this as A and this one as B. So what is real depth here? Real depth is AO or actual depth. What is the apparent depth? AO dash. AO dash is the apparent depth. The depth which is not actual, which looks like or which appears to be to this observer because of the refraction effect, because of the refraction. There is an apparent depth. Okay, now we will find the answer for this. Okay, how do we find? We will mark the angles here, okay, like this. Let us mark this angle X and Y. I'll mark the angle to be X and Y here. You can see if this angle is X, so this angle becomes X. Alternate angle, being alternate. If this angle is Y, so this angle will be Y. Corresponding angle, because lines are parallel. These two are normal on 90 degrees, also 90 degrees. Corresponding angle, this is Y, so this angle will be also Y. Corresponding angle. Okay. I'll take first, any triangle I'll take first. I'll take this triangle first. In triangle AO dash B, right on. In triangle AO dash B, I'll use tan Y. Tan Y will be perpendicular by the base. Perpendicular is AB and the base is AO dash. Mark this as equation 1. I'll take another triangle now in triangle AOB. AOB, the bigger triangle. Again, I'll use tan only, tan X. Tan X will be equal to perpendicular by the base. Perpendicular is AB and the base is this one. Opposite to the given angle is perpendicular. Remember, AB by this that is AO, equation 2. We see that these two, let us divide the two of them. Therefore, tan Y by tan X, I'll divide them. When we divide, AB and AB cancel, this will be turning upside down and become AO by AO dash. We write here for small angles, write down for small angles. These angles are small, for small angles. Because we are seeing this object, we are viewing this object very close to the normal. Just vertically above we see it. That means angles are all small. When the angles are small, tan value and sine value are equal. Tan can be replaced by sine. So tan, instead of tan, I write sine. Right here, sine Y by sine X. And this side I write here AO by AO dash. Sine Y by sine X, you can see, Snell's law say mu is equal to sine I by sine R. But mu value in the question paper, they will give the inside medium with respect to the rear medium. Like, for example, the refractive index of glass with respect to air will be given. So whenever we apply the formula of mu, sine I by sine R, we always take it from the rarer angle to the denser angle. No matter whether the is actually going from denser to the rarer, but we take it from rarer to the denser way. That is easier. So we'll take sine, rarer angle is Y and the denser angle is X. Sine this by this will become mu. That means from rarer to the denser medium way we are taking it. This becomes mu and write as AO by O dash. That means mu is equal to AO is the real or actual depth, write on your real depth. And AO dash is the apparent depth. So this is a formula. This becomes a formula. So understood? If any confusion, you can talk to me for a while. So there is no harm. I'll explain to you. Any portion which you have not understood, tell me. Okay. This one, this is step. When angles are small, no, the tan can be replaced by its sin. Instead of tan, we can add sin. We can add here sin y, sin h, both. Okay. Whenever we apply the formula of mu, no, mu means refractive index formula, then we always apply the formula of Snell's law by rarer angle upon the denser angle. Huh? Though the actual situation, the ray may be traveling from denser to the rarer, but we'll take it from always rarer to the denser. Then the reason is because in the question, no, they give the value of refractive index of a denser medium with respect to the rarer will be given. Like they will give in the question the refractive index of glass with respect to air will be given. Okay, they don't give refractive index of air with respect to glass. That way they do not give. So we take it always the refractive index value. No, they always give denser medium with respect to the rarer medium. That means they always consider the rate of light is traveling from rarer to the denser. So you take that value. Mu formula sin rarer angle. Look at the rarer angle. Rarer angle is y and the denser angle is x. I take sin y by sin h as mu here. Yes. Okay. Okay. Understood? Or if it, up again. Now we have the formula mu is equal to real depth by the apparent depth. Okay, one thing out here you can see, if I write apparent depth, the subject of formula I'll make apparent depth. What will be the value of apparent depth? Apparent depth value will come real depth upon mu. Write on this. Real depth divided by mu. So this also becomes the formula. From here only we are getting. Apparent depth will be equal to real depth upon mu. That means apparent position will be equal to real position divided by mu. Okay, now we find one more thing. This is called normal shift. Shift in the position normally. Normal way, shift in the position. This was the actual position and it's appearing here. By how much height it is appearing to be raised? Shift in the position, shift. Right here, normal shift. Right, next time, normal shift. Normal shift. Normal shift is, normally changing the position. Normal shift equal to normal shift value. How to find real depth minus the apparent depth? Here we write the real depth minus the apparent depth. This is the value of normal shift. Real depth is suppose T. This from here to the actual depth is T. That is the thickness maybe the glass block and all T. Minus apparent depth formula we can add real depth by the mu. That is we can add T upon mu. You can take T common under bracket, you get 1 minus 1 upon mu. So this becomes the formula of normal shift. If they ask you find the change in the position or by how much height is appearing to be raised, so we can use this formula directly. Normal shift value will come out. T bracket 1 minus 1 upon mu. So this becomes the formula. Understood? Yes? Please respond one. Okay, now one thing observation. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Listen, when an object is in the denser medium and it's viewed by the observer in the rarer medium, you know the position will appear to be raised. Position of this object will appear to be raised. That means it will look closer. It will appear nearer. That means it will appear shorter. That means your apparent depth will be smaller than the real depth. This is the apparent depth and this is the real depth. There will be decrease in the depth is appearing to be, the position is appearing to be there. But let us take it the otherwise. If I take it the otherwise, that means what is the meaning of otherwise? Now the object is in the rarer medium. Here is the object. Here is an object O. And this object is being viewed by an observer in the distance. Here is the observer. Here is the observer. Here is an observer. Here is an observer who is observing it like this. Here is the observer. Let us see now. This time we say height. This is the actual height. This is the actual height. Ray is traveling like this way. It will go and follow the same path. You know, principle of reversibility. It will go and come to the observer here. To this observer, here this ray is appearing to come from, this ray is appearing to come from, this line will be extending here like this. And this ray also will be going back like this. Here is the image form. Here is the image form. The same straight line here, O dash. Here is the image form. That means this is the actual height. This is the actual height. This is the real height. Real height. And this is your apparent height. This is A, suppose here. AO is the actual height and AO dash is the apparent height. That means the object will appear a bit taller than its actual size. And here the object will, in the previous case, the object was appearing a bit shorter. But when the object in the rarer medium is to be viewed by an observer in the denser medium, the object position will appear to be raised. Position appearing to be raised, that means the object will appear taller in this case. And this time the formula of mu, refractive index formula now will change. This time height wise, then apparent height is bigger. So we write your apparent height formula will change now. This time the formula will become apparent height by the actual height. Actual height. Depth wise, this is the formula, real depth by the apparent depth. But the height wise, the formula is apparent height by the actual height. And when will this happen? Height situation, when will it occur or when will it happen? When the object is in the rarer medium and is viewed by an observer in the denser medium. So that time there will be height. Actual height is this, but it's appearing raised, that is appearing taller to the observer in the denser medium. And that time the formula will change, it becomes mu equal to apparent height by the actual height. The formula will change, it will change over in the formula. Okay. Now you can just give the heading below, right? Give the heading. Multiple refractions. Multiple refractions. Multiple refractions. Okay. Now suppose we are having different refracting surfaces. Maybe this is one refracting surface. This is another one. This is another one. Like this, different. Suppose thickness of this one is T1. Thickness of this is T2, thickness of this is T3, refractive index of this medium is mu1, refractive index of this is mu2, this is mu3, and object lies here, suppose here. Okay, now, okay, now it's back. So, we are having multiple refraction, means many refracting surfaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, like that can be. The thickness of this is T1, thickness of this is T2, thickness of the third block is suppose T3, and so on. An object lies here. There is an object, and this object is being viewed vertically above. You know, this is rarer medium, this object will appear to be raised, that is, it will appear a bit closer. Now, write on the formula of this, that apparent position of the image, apparent position of image, or position of the image, apparent position of the object, apparent position of the object, which is called image, equal to, this time we write on formula T1 by mu1 plus T2 by mu2 plus T3 by mu3, like that. If there are 4, like T4 by mu4 and so on, like that we write formula. If there are 2 medium, only 2 things, like T1 by mu1 plus T2 by mu2. Actually, I am using the formula, apparent depth is equal to real depth by the mu. That formula only I am following. So this will be the formula for multiple refractions, when many time refractions taking place. Here, this time. Okay. Yes, your response, please. Okay. Now, the theory part of this chapter is over. We have to do some problem on the real depth and on the apparent depth. Some problems we are supposed to do now. Okay, you can write down question. Right. In the following, This is also 1 year ISC question, right? In the following diagram, comma, a fish is located, a fish is located at a distance 10 centimeter. A fish is located at a distance 10 centimeter from 10 centimeters from the wall of a fish tank. From the wall of a fish tank, FISH, fish tank. The thickness of the glass wall is 2 centimeters. The thickness of the glass wall, WALL, the thickness of the glass wall is 2 centimeters. Find the apparent position of the fish. Find the apparent position of the fish. Okay, now right below that given, right, A with respect air to glass refractive index value is given 1.5. Refractive index, this is air to water, is given 4/3. These are the values given, and they are given a figure. I'll draw the figure here. There is a fish tank shown like this. This is 2 centimeters. This is glass wall. This is glass wall everywhere. Here is water, and here is the fish. This distance is given 10 centimeters here. And here is the observer who has to see the fish. The figure is given here. They're asking, this observer is trying to see the fish. Where will the image of the fish be from, or what is the apparent position of the fish? How to find apparent position? Write on apparent position. Apparent position of fish equal to, again we see there are two medium, one is glass, one is water here. There is multiple refraction case. What is the formula here? Right, T1 by mu1 plus T2 by mu2. What is the thickness here? What is the actual depth or thickness of this one? 2. So write it 2 divided by glass, that is 1.5. The refractive index of glass is given 1.5. T2, what is the thickness of water till the fish is, what is the risk? 10. And this is water, refractive index of water is how much? 4/3. Now we will calculate. And I'm sure your answer now will come here 8.83 centimeters. That is it. That is the answer. .83 will come. You can use calculator. 2 by 1.5 you can do separately. This will come 30/4. You can do separately and then add the two answers. So answer will come 8.83 centimeters. If they ask you by how much distance the shift appears to be closer, then total distance is how much from the real depth is how much? 2 plus 10, 12. 12 minus this value will do. So by this much distance, the fish will appear to be closer. Okay. Understood? Yes, any doubts? You can clarify. Yeah? Or it's clear? What do you say? Okay, then today we will do this much. Tomorrow we'll do little more problems on this type of problem. And then this chapter will be over. Tomorrow only we'll start refraction through a prism, glass prism. Okay. That topic is important. So we will start next day the prism tomorrow. All right. Okay. Then.